Hey, Patrick here. I'm going to review a game that I played as Oscilio against Azalea. I've been trying to go to Oscilio lately just to get a feel for the new heroes, and matching up into Azalea, I thought it'd be interesting to see it from the other side. So, I'm not going to go through the full deck list, but I will just point at the sort of general style of this as well as the some of the key cards, I guess. So, I'll go over the equipment first. Running the Aether Bindings, Balance of Justice, Fiendial Spring Tunic, and Lightning Greaves, along with Volzar. So the Aether Binding is just usually around 3 raw value plus the ability to turn on your surge effects. Balance of Justice combos really well with Mind Warp because it can draw you a card if they have 3 or more. If they have 3 cards in hand when you Mind Warp them with Surge, then they redraw 2. So this turns it on. It's also just 2 block, which is really nice. Fiendial Spring Tunic. The deck has a few cards or a few 1 cost cards you want to pay for, as well as Lightning Greaves. So getting like 1 or 2 activations of this is really nice. Lightning Greaves is just for your combo turns. I won't go over the combo turns, but they're pretty fun. And then also Volzar is just like a 0 for 2, 3, 4, 5 arcane. Like this card is absolutely bonkers, and the list is really revolving around trying to maximize this card. I think a lot of a lot of Oscilio lists are trying to maximize this card, which I think is correct. I think it's really good. Going down to the deck list, though, this is kind of like a mixture between the Cheerios Oscilio and the Big Spell Oscilio, so it's kind of somewhere between there. I won't, like, if you've been paying attention to Oscilio lists, or if the lists are sort of refined, then yeah, that's where this is aiming. It's basically just trying to go 4 lightning cards, and then Volzar, and then 0 cost, or then like a non-attack action spell. That's the idea. Just pump up your Volzar. Every card is like a 0 for 4. Yeah, the main ratios are running. What is it? It's running 10 non-attack actions in the Etchings of Arcana, the Glyph Overlay, the Mind Warp, and then Destructive Aether Tide. And then it's also running 9 sigils right now in the Sigil of Lightning, Sigil of Connectivity, and Sigil of Brilliance. I think the Sigil of Aether is also worth in like 1 or 2 amount. Yeah. Specifically for this matchup, though, I'm bringing in Warmongers. Oscilio is not that affected by Warmongers. Like, there's only, I think it's like 12 cards, 13 cards, because you have the Sizzles. 13 cards that are affected by it. So you can play this, and that's great. So yeah, this card's really good in this matchup, and I think it's worth it in the deck. But let's hop into it. Here we are in game. I win the die roll and choose to go first. I think that as Lightning Heroes, you really want to go first, like pretty much in every matchup. And that's just because you block so poorly that your opponent can just squeak through damage against you, especially someone like Azalea, who can just like dominate on the first turn. So you might even be in a worse position. Yeah, so I think this is kind of like a takeaway for both sides. If I'm playing against Lightning Heroes, just go first. If I can abuse like squeaking through some damage. But you can see I go first, and I Entwine Lightning, trying to just get my own cheeky damage in where I can, or if I can, I should say. They do decide to block out, which is correct. I was thinking maybe they'll just block with like 1 card, and then I get 1 damage through, which would be fine. Other than that, I'm just gonna hit him with the Warmongers. It doesn't hurt me too much, and I can even pitch away the etchings here to Volzar, which hopefully is something I do, just to have a better chance at drawing cards that can I can leverage for like actually getting multiple chain links off next turn. And I don't. So they can still use their weapon underneath War, and they just get to load in Infecting Shot. So here I could consider using Oscilio to cycle the Lightning Press, and depending on what happens, I can then just block with Surge and Warp, and then E-Strike for 7, bottoming whatever card I draw if it's not something I want. But I think I should have probably cycled the Lightning Press there. I still have a fine play otherwise. Like, I still get 12 value out of this, right? I can block 5 with the Surge and Warp, and then send 7. That's pretty good. I am kind of curious what card I draw off the top though. So whatever card is in like the most left on my next draw would be what I'd get off the press. So maybe it would have changed how I play that turn. But not letting the infecting shot's like pretty important because that is 1 card 7. So it was very likely whatever I do would have been better than doing this. But I think this is really good showcase of how war can warmongers can, you know, help you in this matchup, and how you're less soft to it than Azaleas and other characters are. But you see there, I would have drawn the Sigil of Lightning, so it wouldn't have changed my play at all. If it was something like the Lightning form, maybe that would have changed it. Maybe I would have sent that. Okay, so on opponent's side, they flip into Battering Bolt. They have a Seek and Destroy and a Take Aim on it, so it's going to be 12 right now. And they only need to pitch 1 card for it. Okay, yeah, it's pretty good. On my side, sent away the Sigil of Lightning because I don't want the Battering Bolt to yoink that from me. I could have thought about playing it out, and that might have been better, because then, yeah, it might have been better actually. Play that out, and then on my turn I would have gone Entwine Lightning, showing Lightning form, and then Eclectic, and throw the Etchings. That's not too bad. That would have been... No, I guess the Lightning form wouldn't have done anything there, right? Or the Sigil Lightning wouldn't have done anything. Yeah, I think this is fine. I guess I did run the risk of drawing into an instant that I can't play, like something like Lightning Press. Which could have been worse. It would have been -1 value. So I don't know. That's kind of a tough call. I think that's a situational call that really just makes it like Oscilio likewise tough. Is calls like that, how to best use your hero ability. But on my side, I think I'm just kind of like stuck with this hand. It's a good hand, honestly. Like, I'm still gonna take 12 damage here, but I'm not gonna discard a card. On the crackback though, I get to go Entwine Lightning, revealing Lightning form, then Eclectic, pitching Warmongers, then Volzar, Etchings for 4, getting back the Sigil of Lightning. You know what? Maybe that's actually a reason for... Yeah, I think I did the right thing here, where I got... Discarding the Sigil means that I do have a target for my Etchings. So as long as I drew something that was a yellow... Yeah, something that was at least a yellow, I think I was fine here. Yeah, so there's actually a really good draw off the getting the Warmongers. But yeah, you can see I'm going through with the line here. Going 4, then 5, and then 4. So not bad for, you know, a 5-card hand that where I'm going to discard a card. Yeah, I'm going to get back the Sigil as well, right? So it's effectively just like replacing the Lightning form. So it's like Eclectic just being, or I'm not Eclectic, Etchings being like a Sigil, or sorry, a Snatch that draws Sigils is really cool. I think that card is like one of the best cards in this deck when it's live. Just because it pairs so well with Volzar and it just generates you so much value. Yeah, so there's 13 damage plus getting a Lightning Sigil out. I'm not upset with my position right now. We're at life parity, or I'm slightly, you know, basically life parity. I still have full equipment. I have a Sigil out, but they do have priority here with their turn, so I'm going to take a decent chunk of damage here. They're also on their Tunic turn, so it's going to be a pretty powerful turn in general. So I'm not super upset with my position, but I don't think I'm winning, actually. Looking at this like snapshotted right now, I don't think I'm in a winning position. I really need to hope that they kind of stumble just like a little bit and that they're forced to block. If I can get them blocking just like even with 1 or 2 cards, like their extra arrows, then that should be enough to kind of let me claw into this game. But right now I need them to slow down just a little bit. Or I need to get some kind of disruption out there. This is a really nasty arrow though. They're coming in for 11, but they're basically going to have another 5 damage on hit because Blood Rot, I'm not paying for that. And then they're going to get 3 pings off of the Remorseless effect. Just to talk about what my turn's going to be. Since I'm getting the embodiment from the Sigil of Lightning, it's going to be Lightning Surge, then Entwine Lightning, revealing Sigil, then Sigil, Volzar, then Destructive Aether Tide. So that's going to be 4, 4, and then 3, and destroying their arsenal or taking a card from their hand. Because they do have the option to pitch into Destructive Aether Tide. They have AB2, so they could protect their arsenal with a blue or a yellow. But they have the choice, so whatever. It sucks they get a choice, but that's just the hand I have to play. I don't think I was going to be blocking with this hand. It was a dominated Remorseless, so I'm not going to power down this hand to... Yeah. I just need to hope that my deck is a little bit more consistent than theirs, and I can close out the game with like evasive damage. I still have all my equipment, both to block and activate. So having the Aether Binding and the Lightning Surge up, the Lightning Greaves, I still have access to a pretty nasty like combo finish if I get just a little bit of breathing room. But they're not blocked with any cards, so that's not a good indicator to me. I do get to tax them here. Make sure to activate the Volzar. I did not. Okay, good. Did I undo? Good. Okay, yeah, activate Volzar, then Destructive Aether Tide. Okay, hit him for 3. So yeah, they need to either pitch a blue or yellow, or their arsenal goes away. And I guess they're going to think here. They're mulling over that choice. But I'm at 8, right? I'm going to take 2 off the Blood Rot. So off 4 cards with both Snaps and Bullseye up, they really should be able to close this game here. Like, if not, kill me right now, kill me next turn. I still have, 5 equipment up, or 5 block on my equipment, so I'm at 13. So that's nice. I'm at an effective 13. I should have noted that they let the Bolt and Shot die from Arsenal. So if they have, I feel like that's a mistake. Like, already from what I'm seeing, I would have much preferred, like, if one of those cards is a yellow or a blue, I think that was a mistake. Because if I was the Azalea, then I would have probably just take aim the Bolt and Shot, sent it in for 7, then like Bullseyed or like pitched a card to Death Dealer the Endless Arrow in or something like that. I feel like there's so many options there. But you can see on my side, I didn't speak about it, but activating Oscilio to try to find a better blocking card, because I really want my E-Strike to come in for 7 next turn, or just like cycle a card with Oscilio. But blocking 7 here, just trying to catch them off, wanting that Endless Arrow back in the hand. And also, if I go to 1, then like that's pretty bad. But they do only have Infecting Shot. Yeah, I feel like they could have pitched the Bolt and Shot, the yellow Bolt and Shot there. Or maybe they drew that. No, they would have drawn the yellow Bolt and Shot. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they could have done something different there. I think they could have probably pitched the Infecting Shot and then played out the Read the Glide Path and like the Endless Arrow and the red Bolt and Shot. And I think I was dead. So, yeah. Here I am choosing to block this out though. Putting 4 in front of this, using on my Tunic. I don't get the counter, so that's fine. I never got the activation off of it, but it does, rescue me like 3 points of damage here, right? Not getting the the Blood Rot. I think I should have played with the Sigil of Brilliance on my opponent's turn just to draw a little bit deeper. I do like the activating the Aether Binding here, just in case I draw something like a Mind Warp, but I don't. I think I'm actually punished here, or like I should have just played the Sigil on my opponent's turn just to draw one deeper. I guess it wouldn't have mattered. I would have drawn another Sigil, so it's not that big a deal. Like, I'm pretty sure it's effectively the same, actually. Would have just had like one more card in this hand to the right, like one card deeper, and not have the Sigil. Oh well. I should be dead here. Right? Like they played Take Aim. They flipped into Bolt and Shot. So they definitely have a follow-up. Otherwise, they would have pumped this, and I would just be dead here. Oh yeah, something weird happened here. Yeah, I don't know. They didn't have any follow-up, so I don't understand. Like if they had a pump there, why didn't they just kill me? They had a dominated 7. Super weird. I feel like I just stole this game. I think they just like hard misplayed. But there was like a little bit of confusion back and forth there where, yeah, there was a little bit of confusion back and forth there where I wanted to play out my Sigil on the end step there. It doesn't end up mattering. I still have a really good turn otherwise, but or I wanted to do something on their end step. It doesn't matter now, but yeah. Okay, so with this hand, I'm definitely using Greaves, and since I already have a Sigil, Volzar is gonna be free. I'm probably pitching the Destructive Aether Tide because I'm gonna play out the Etching. So I think what I'm gonna do here is Lightning Surge, then Greaves, pitching the Destructive Aether Tide, then Somersault back the Surge, play the Surge again, then Sigil to get the action point, then Electromagnetic, or I need to Sizzle in there. Sorry, I'm going to Sizzle on the second Lightning Surge. So it's going to be 4, then 7, and then I'm going to Etchings. I'm going to Volzar Etchings. Yeah, okay. So it's going to be 4, then 7, and then Amp 4? Amp 5, right? Because it's going to be, yeah, Amp 5, and then Etchings for 8. So it's going to be 19 damage. So they don't know that, but that's my line to lethal here. So if they're not blocking with equipment, or yeah, if they're not blocking with equipment or cards from hand, then I think I just win. So right here, they should block this. They should either put their Tunic in front of this, or they should put an extra arrow in front of this. That's not enough because I'm going to come in for 8 here. They don't know that. So I think they should put Tunic in front of this. It's such a tough call. That's such a tough call from them. I guess their hand just non-functional otherwise. So, yep, Sigil and then Etchings for 8. And they only have AB2, so that'll be lethal. Oh, wow. GG's. Here we are on the post game, and I think that I stole that game. I think that there were a few card choices that the Azalea had. Like there was a yellow Infecting Shot, there was a blue Bolt and Shot. I think they were just kind of trying things out, and they might have been a little bit green to the list. I noticed a few plays that I think were just suboptimal and like straight up wrong. And my sort of rule of thumb is if I can notice my opponent misplaying, then there's probably a bunch of misplays they're making that are that I'm not noticing. They're like I'm just not exposed to because I can't see all their cards. I do think that this matchup is pretty considerably Azalea favored. I think I stole this game. I think I just straight up, like, I think there's 2 turns where my opponent just had me dead to rights and missed lethal. Um, I think Oscilio is, unless he has a really nice, unless he has really nice disruptive turns with cards like, let me go into it, cards like Mind Warp that just brick your hand. Like, if you try to be greedy and keep like a 4 card hand, and then they Mind Warp you and you lose your arrow, or like you block with a card, then the Mind Warp you and you lose your arrow, like something like that, right? If this gets off, then this card can actually be insane. Otherwise, the destructive Aether Tide, I think that 2 or 3 is the correct number to be playing in Oscilio. I think it's just a really good card. It's like a blue arcane CNC. Um, but yeah, being able to destroy Arsenal is really good. It's also just a 3 block. But barring those, I don't think that Oscilio is that threatening right now for Azalea. I think that they need to play things like Warmongers, and I don't think you can do much about it. I don't think you want to bring in Long Draw. Maybe you do. Like, having AB2, it's me a toss up. I'm gonna mull it over, and probably just get a few more reps in. But there's a chance that you want to play Long Draw against Oscilio just to always be able to keep up pressure. But giving up, AB1 along with your reload from Bullseye Bracer is tough. Other than that, I think the deck just doesn't block well and uses multiple action points, requires setup turns, and all of those things are just what Azalea preys on. So I think that if you're Azalea and you sit down across an Oscilio right now, I think you should be happy about it.